Welcome. So everybody knows, I think, how to switch. If you mouse over the video, you can click on speak. If you click speaker view, you're just going to see the person who's talking. That most of the time during this program will be me, unless I'm working with somebody. If you click on gallery view, then you're going to see everybody. So you might want to alternate. And there may be times when you really just want to zoom in on me and make everybody else disappear. Okay. All good, Catherine. Flip my phone over. I turned the notifications off, but something just flashed on the screen there. All right, Dev, mute, babe.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab an ice cube. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Mary Lou.
Hey.
Welcome. So glad you joined us. All right. And no big issue here, Mary Lou, just for future sessions. And if you can easily and quickly change, we definitely want to have more light on your face than behind you. Hello. Hi, young lady. Oh, you got ear things in. Hello. Have a great day at school. Oh, great. That's better, Mary Lou. Thank you. Okay, so let's get this thing going now. I'm back. And I'm back. Anybody feel anything different in me yet? Even though I haven't said anything, anybody feel anything? Some do. The people closest to me are like, what the fuck?
You've definitely been in the sun.
A little bit of that, yeah.
Versus me, I just got sun over the ridge of the mountain last week. That's the first time I've seen direct sunlight at my house.
All right, mute please, Pamela. I think everybody, we got everybody now. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yay, thank you. So here we go. I went all the way in. And I don't know how much of that experience I'm going to reveal, only as inspired and only as it's going to benefit, of course. And maybe quite a bit of that. Who knows? What has happened over these last few weeks. So I did 7 days of really intense cleansing. Mind, body, spirit, environment, ears, eyes, everything. 7 days of that. And then I went in for 10 days of the most radical diving into the soul of creation. Far, far, far. Now, you guys know I'm a transformational, liberational fanatic. That's probably pretty obvious. Every once in a while, I tell you guys, I feel like I'm living on the nose of a rocket traveling at light speed with everything that ain't me just blurring out and everything that is me turning white hot in the whoosh rush of that. I mean, I just live there. You know, most people can't even relate to that. We are weirdos in this group. Let there be no mistake. We're a bunch of fucking weirdos. The huge majority sitting on the couch just trying to remember what time their show comes on and trying to decide between two shows. We are the explorers and the weirdos that are actually aiming to do something, get somewhere, experience something, be willing to change things. And I am head weirdo. You know? And so I'm living on this transformational cusp, accelerating all the time and only willing to experience my true self. So in a way, I could say that my mantra is, in a way, even though I'm not really into literal mantras too much, My mantra is something like, breathe, Nina. My mantra is something like, how much more of me can I regain? And how much more not me can I let go? You ever known anybody whose mantra is, that's just how I am? I'm the opposite of that. Let's find out how I am by letting go of the shit that I thought I was. I believe one of the most powerful quotes ever said is, I awakened to find that my only tormentor all along was that part of me left over from yesterday. I say, let's shit can that motherfucker. Don't need it. Didn't need it. Must have felt like I needed it. And what now? So I went for 10 days of that. And if I told some of you about some of it, even you would think they should send in the guys with the white coats for me. And I'm okay with that. Anybody familiar with Bratzo? Anybody? A couple people are? Okay. Super brief synopsis. Bratzo is a dude from Czech Republic who goes around the world and he looks at people, and spontaneous healings often occur. He does events all over the world, and basically you pay, a few bucks, $100 or so. It's cheap events. Pay $100, go in for 20 minutes. Everybody goes in, everybody sits down. A few minutes later, he walks in the room. He stands on stage and he goes, now I'm accelerating it because if there's a couple hundred people in the room, it takes a couple minutes. Yeah, there's streaming events too. And he skims across the room and he looks in everybody's eyes for about a third of a second. And then he walks out of the fucking room. And people constantly report miracles and stuff like that. And, I have whatever it is that he has. He and I are doing something similar. We're being something similar. Because unconditional love does all the work anyway, make no mistake. So Dev and I were talking about, man, fuck Freedom7. I'm just going to come on and look at everybody. I got nothing to say. And those of you who are breathing and tuning in, you'll feel it anyway. Those of you that ain't, just breathe a little deeper. Thank you, Linda. I had a video call with my 21-year-old daughter yesterday. And numbers have never been my thing. Probably never will be. I'm okay with that, just so you know. And she and I hadn't talked. It'd been almost a year. I flew her out a couple of times to Hawaii. We've had really, really great times together. We're super, super close. But somehow it'd been about a year since we had a real conversation. And after getting back from these 10 days, there were some things I really want to share with my kids. All of you. And so I had this incredible conversation with her and her boyfriend. And I mean, they were on the edge of I was surprised. They were like, well, we want to hear about what you did. Would you please tell us? Like, oh, cool. Awesome. I like that. And at the end of it, she messaged me and she said, tears. I don't know why, just tears. And there's something, you look 10 years younger, and there's something like totally angel about you. And Michael and I both totally saw it. And so, thank you. You're welcome. All right. So I have something I want to share. And I if I've touched on it before, don't forgive me. because I'm going to be touching on it a lot. That nothing left to bite thing. Who heard me talk about it so far? And who listened when I talked about it? Bigger question. Okay. Who likes life kicking their fucking ass? Who likes that? Anybody? Anybody ever felt like life was kicking their ass? Anybody ever felt it? If you don't nod on that one, you are in the wrong program, baby. Okay. Who's breathing? All right. So the wise, enlightened ones who go and sit in the jungle, sometimes for days without moving, and the cobras come up in the cool of the night, being cold-blooded, needing warmth. They're either going into a hole to make it through the night, or they find something warm. And they find the wise man, the wise woman sitting there, and they coil up. Hey, Chris, welcome, brother. The cobras coil up on their lap and stay warm for the night. And in the morning, sun comes out, everything warms up, they crawl away. Chris, just for the sake of everybody else, everybody welcome Chris real quickly with a big smile. If Chris, if you, I realize you're jumping on last minute. I'm really glad you're here. And if you need to be engaged or involved with anything that takes even 1% of presence away, please flip off video, because everybody here is going to be like 1,000% totally present, start to finish. So thank you, brother. And the tigers will come up and coil around them, whatever poisonous things that eat humans, coil up around them, rub up against them, and in the morning, walk away. And why? Isn't that still a yummy meat snack for a tiger? Yeah, except for the fact that they are no longer emanating any signal that says, bite me. They're no longer emanating any signal that says, harm me. They're no longer emanating any signal that was bringing into their existence the universe kicking their fucking ass. Resonating for anybody? Okay. You know it was you the whole time. Oh, it's so great to pretend it's not, and we just keep forgetting. But yeah, it was you the whole time. All right, so this relates to, and I had no idea that this would come up, and I'm really glad it did, the kick me signs. Many of you have heard me talk about kick me signs. Andrea, Renita, those of you that had come out and spent the 4 days with me, you've heard me talk about it a lot, because we go deep into the kick me signs. Let's do a review, and I'm not going to skim over this. It's just too important. Well, let me ask this first. Who would like for today's session to be the most liberating, transformational experience of their entire fucking life? And I mean, like, seriously, yeah? 100%. Okay. And who would like for this Freedom7 program? This is our first official session, right? Because I did the orientation. Then I did the video for you guys. Well, this is our first actual session. Who would like for this Freedom7 program to be the most worthwhile investment of time, energy, and money, taking you to a place of freedom and clarity beyond anything? Who would like to get the absolute fucking most, no matter what? Yeah? You guys, you promise? Okay. Then you do want to be 1,000% present, and you do want to be breathing deep, and you will want to watch these again and again, as some of you crazy fanatics already do. All right, so let's go deep into the kick me sign for a minute, because it is core to what I'm going to cover, and I'll get as far as I get today. All right. 5 years old, you go to kindergarten. You've lived a while, you know. You say phrases like, all my life, as if you had lived life because you feel like you did, right? You've been there 5 years and you've learned a lot. So you think. And you go to kindergarten and you sit down, and today, instead of attack pointed up in your seat, some little motherfucker put a piece of paper that says, kick me, but don't tell me I'm wearing this sign. And they write it on a piece of paper and they put that face down and they put some tape on the top, and you sit down, and for the rest of the day, everywhere you go, somebody's kicking your ass. Everybody's got the picture clearly, yeah? Okay. Those of you that have heard me talk about this before, please hear me talk about it for the first time, for your sake. So, the rest of the day, ow! Ow! Wait a minute, you were my friend, what the fuck? But they have to obey because it says, please don't tell me I'm wearing this. And, halfway through the day, the butt starts hurting a little bit. And friends, even the nice girl that you shared your Nutter Butters with the other day for lunch, and she's wearing pointy fucking shoes. And you don't understand. And it's a long, long day. And at the end of the day, when you go to take your pants off, crinkle, crinkle, what the So let Freedom7, let today, and let this program be the day that you take your pants off. And find the crinkle. And have your, oh, it was me the whole time. I awakened to find that my only tormentor all along was that part of me left over from yesterday. Ain't nobody else here, baby. Okay. So all those asshole guys that said they would love you forever and then they fucked you and left? Don't nod your head, ladies. You're telling yourselves. But you know what I'm talking about. Guys, that chick who said, no, really, only you. Responding to your kick me sign. All those people who show you that you're worthless? That feeling that you don't like to have about being fat or being stupid or being worthless or being the one who gets left out, whatever it is for you. That feeling? We being honest today or not? Yeah? That feeling that has come up again and again and again and again and again and again. And all those people that ever showed you that and confirmed it for you? What if they were just reading your sign? Now, it's not a paper sign written in Sharpie. It is an emanating signal buzzing from your being. Any possibility this is true? Okay. So my thing was, my ass hurts. My ass hurts. And I don't know how to make them stop kicking me. So my thing is, the wise men, the wise women can go sit and meditate for days. Cobras lay on their lap and crawl away, and tigers wrap around them and walk away. And it's because there's nothing left to bite. In other words, the kick me signs have been eliminated. And my mantra for quite a while has been, and really intensely for the last couple months, let there be nothing left to bite. Whatever it takes. And I see some nodding. I see some nodding. Let there be nothing left to bite. Let me quit blaming the kickers. Let me quit joining. We should make people stop kicking clubs. Let me quit that shit. And let me, right here, What signs have I been wearing? What do they say? Where are they located? Or cut the bullshit. How do I just drop them all at once? So I went on a 17-day sign elimination campaign, among other things. Among other things. And yeah, I made some discoveries. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, I really did. So, self-love. There's backstory. Now, it's all about love, right? You guys, everybody watched the orientation session just about. It's all about love. And it's all about the self. So therefore, it's all about self-love. And everybody, I know each of you hear me in your own way, to the extent that you will allow yourself to hear what I'm saying. It's all love. Those kicks, every one of them was love, weren't they? Somebody's not so sure. Every one of those kicks, they're fucking obeying your sign, for God's sake. If you accept that possibility, it will begin. See, because here's the irony. You don't have to yet say those 17 times that I was raped was love. You don't have to say that yet. And as long as you want to suffer, I advise you not to say it. When he cheated on me and crushed my heart, you might not be willing yet today to say that that was love. You might not. You might not be willing to say when your dad told you that you were shit and kicked you in the face that that was love. You might not be willing. But I can promise you this. Until you are, you're going to suffer. Guaranteed. And I'll make a maybe even more attractive promise. The minute that you say, I am willing to see how it might have been love, in that moment, the turning point begins. I am willing to see how it might have been love. I'm willing to accept the possibility that though Brian is obviously crazy, he might not be stupid. I'm willing to accept the possibility that there may be validity, that I was wearing some kind of a sign, projecting some kind of a signal, and that every single one of those, even that one, that I would love to point my finger at, is them. I'm willing to accept the possibility that was me. Anybody there? Anybody there? Anybody willing to say, maybe I accept the possibility? Because if you say that, we are on, baby. We are on now. So, it's all about self-love. It's going to start there and it's going to end there. And A Course in Miracles says that there's truth and there's error. And that there's nothing to fix, and there's nothing to heal, and there's nothing broken to repair. There's only returning from perception of error to perception of truth. I concur. Why those motherfuckers kicked me? That's error. I got kicked. I didn't enjoy it. I'm willing to accept the possibility that I invited it somehow. The beginning of turning to truth. It also says that we are living in a nightmare of our creation, having forgotten that we create it, so now we fall into error, which becomes the nightmare. Now we're living in a nightmare. Monsanto, plastic in the ocean, a friend or family member nearby with severe bad breath. The illusion that our dick isn't big enough or our pussy's too big. There's a million flavors of it. I'm not supposed to say those things, right? I'm going to. So there's a couple people that I want to address on the way as I move through these pieces here. A couple people that are working with me. They're in this program, and interestingly, neither of them are on the session today. But you're watching the replay, aren't you? And they're basically saying to me, well, Brian, what I want is to, I like that you're doing the spell breaks, and I like this and I like that, and I like this and I like that. But I want to know myself. I want to know myself. And, going through your work, I don't know myself yet. And, ironically and interestingly, these two people are the least satisfied about their experience with me of any. This is really interesting for me. I'm noticing this. Two people in this program, both of whom have come to Hawaii. And then the only two people that I have right now that I would say are the least satisfied with their results working with me. Now, what's even more interesting, one of them is super knowledgeable about personal development and says that this is the best work she's ever done. It's just that she hadn't gotten what she wants yet, which is to know herself. And this other person, pretty damn knowledgeable about self-help, similar expression. So this next statement is for you who's hearing my voice right now, only you and you hearing my voice right now. Knowing yourself is what's going to happen on the other side of what we're doing here. So you're actually missing the point. You're not going to start knowing yourself while you're carrying those goddamn kick me signs, babe. Ain't going to happen. Because you're going to still be confused thinking it's them. And I could say more. I'll just let that be enough. Ask me later if you must. Okay. So now, quick review. A couple basic concepts from our orientation session. Maslow's hierarchy. Anybody pay attention to that orientation session at all? Anybody? Okay. Air. Ubiquitous. Oh, I like saying big words. I feel so smart. Makes them stop that kicking me in the ass and showing me I'm stupid. Air, water, fire, earth. How do we leverage that idea? How do we begin to build that into our lives? I intend for you to get everything from this program, Nina, Kate, Jill. I intend for you to get absolutely everything out of this program that you can possibly get, that you are willing to get. And if I want for you to get, fortunately for all of us, I no longer want anybody to get more than they're ready and willing to get. It used to be. That was one of my signs. Rosemary, Pamela, I want you to get absolutely everything out of this that you can possibly get, that you're ready and willing to get and see. So I'm going to make some suggestions this time. There's going to be more off-session things to do than there has been in any program I've ever done. I am literally, absolutely, utterly, and totally not only committed and intending, I'm also positive beyond the shadow of a doubt that this will be the most valuable program I have ever done in my life. This Freedom7. Oh, yeah. So there's going to be home play. Won't be no homework. There's going to be some home play to do. And I'm going to start with some of that today. And you're going to have a rather significant project. We're going to end today's session with a project for you. As always, don't take notes. Today, you might want to take notes more than you ever did. And you know what I say. Take your notes when you watch the replay. And take this one seriously. All right. So, breathing. Honor that hierarchy. Honor that pyramid. Breath first. Hello. Breath first. Second, clean water. And plenty of it. Clean water. If you don't have a filter, are you fucking crazy? Okay? Become a little bit aware of the water you're drinking. Now, just to be clearer than clear, we're in it right now. What I'm saying to you, this is part of it. This is not prep. Become aware of the air you're breathing. Become aware of the air you're breathing. We've been working on this for a long time. Every one of you except for Chris. Chris is the only one that's totally brand new to my work. And by the way, we're working together. Everybody throw him another smile. Love that guy. Everybody else here has been with me in my work for a little while now and has some degree of familiarity. This breathing thing, let me simplify it for you. It's about becoming aware of the air you breathe. Get it? Becoming aware of the air you breathe. It's going to make way more sense in about 15 or 20 minutes here. Next, water. You ask the average American where water comes from, they say the tap. And that's partially because of the shit that people's putting in the water that comes out of your tap. Some of you know what I'm talking about. The rest of you are like, what the fuck? What? Can you say that again? Chlorine, fluoride, not to mention all of the antidepressants that everybody else is pissing and crapping into the sewers that the water system treatment facilities don't have any means of removing whatsoever. We're all getting free Prozac with every sip. Walking through life, drinking from whatever fucking tap with no awareness. Now, I'm not wanting to be depressing. This is not depressing news. You could choose to be depressed or you could choose to be aware. You know, if I'm ever in a situation where I must drink out of something that I have no control over the ability to filter or whatever else, I am going to do my little Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry, I believe in chemicals and other things still up to this point. Please forgive me. I love you, water. Thank you for being what you are. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that you exist. Be a blessing in my body. Kidneys, do your thing. And between here and there, let me be aware. Let me be aware of what I'm drinking. Let me meet this next sip. Is anyone listening? Is anybody waiting for the good shit? When's he going to get to the good shit? Because if you're waiting for the good shit, you are missing the point, babe. I'm just going to speak my heart for a minute. Is that okay? I'm going to do it anyway. I just want to see. Okay. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Rain, ocean, rivers, streams. My awareness that the oceans are literally running in my veins and vice versa. It's a continuum. Thank you, water, for the magical miracle that you are. Thank you for the magical miracles that you do in my body, cleansing, dissolving, transporting. Thank you for the awareness I have to put filters in place and to meet you with awareness of the perfection that you are and the illusion of imperfection that my fellow brothers and sisters have put into you, myself included, and help me to be even more aware so that I can bring you and me both back into harmony. Y'all feel me? Anybody? Every sip, miracle beyond measure. Every breath, a miracle beyond measure. Anybody ever been constipated? You want more of that, right? Thank you, water, among other things. Thank you, water. Anybody ever been emotionally constipated? Had an emotion that was stuck there for a while, like years? Thank you, air. Thank you, Brian, for reminding me. Next, air, water, fire, dirt, nutrition. Ain't no secret that Dev and I are involved with a superfood company, Purium. We're absolute fanatics about it. No secret, no apology, no sales pitch. I make the invitation to everybody I meet. If you ain't using Purium, you just don't know. And that's not a simple statement. I don't say that lightly, and I don't say it presumptuously. I say it if you knew. And if you want to know, let me know and I'll share more. If I had someone close to me and they knew and they didn't tell me, I would not appreciate it. When I found out, I'd be like, what the fuck? You knew that? You didn't tell me? And you knew I didn't know? What's going on with our food supply and what's being sprayed on it and what's being put in it? So, air, water, clean as you can get it. Next, nutrition and plants. Plants. Talk more about that in a bit. Movement, fire, dance, walk, stretch. If you're not loving yourself. And there will be something to bite. Now, the next one might be a little more of a surprise to you guys. Getting into a little bit of astrology, little bit of astronomy. Remember that there's a motherfucking moon up there. And get in touch with it. Any of you women, any of you sisters have vaginas? Just checking. No, almost every one of you. Okay. You ever notice that whether it's healthy or not, whether it's in balance or not, whether you did the hysterectomy thing or whatever, you ever notice that there's like cycles that kind of like things happen? And it doesn't just affect your vagina, but your hormones and your attitudes. You ever notice that? Yeah. There's this fucking ball in the sky. Actually, it's a sphere. But when we look at it, sometimes it looks like a ball, like a circle or something. And as it does its thing, you do your thing in total harmony. Well, let me say this. In total relation, whether it's harmony or not is actually up to you. The moon's going to do its thing. You can resist it. You can be ignorant of it. You can ignore it. And if you think, well, I'm already past that. No, you're not. You might be past part of a phase, depending on the number of revolutions you've made around the sun, which is another sphere that's very relevant. And becoming aware, becoming conscious, becoming aware. You might notice I'm using that word, becoming aware. Becoming aware that there's a moon in the sky and that it's like going through this pattern. Then adding in the awareness that that pattern never actually repeats. It's kind of repeating with slight variations every single time because there's other spheres out there too. And every one of them is pulling and pushing and attracting and repelling and influencing all the other spheres. And they're all affecting every sphere in what you call your body. And for those of you that are ready for it, all those spheres out there are in your body. And the more we're willing to become aware of that, the universe is my body, and I am the universe, and I am the source of the universe, whether I understand it or not. And if I don't, I'm willing to say that I'm willing to accept the possibility that I am the universe and the source of it, and the universe is my body. The door begins to open. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters, uncles, aunts, grandmas, grandpas, and little pink babies that we are. Get back in touch with air and water and plants and nutrition, stars and planets. Y'all with me so far? Anybody getting anything out of this yet? Just check in. Don't worry about my ego. I don't give a damn. Okay. Those of you who aren't, you just ain't breathing or listening. I'm okay with it. Maybe the replay will get you. Becoming aware. Something happens. You don't quite worry as much about how you're looking today when you're aware of everything else. Now, a little further on this. One of the things that has arisen for me about 7 years ago and over these last 3 weeks has come to the most profound awareness. The most life-changing, foundational, derailing of bullshit is remembering plants. Let me say a few profound things to you that you may or may not. You'll hear them at the level of readiness you are, and I just encourage you to breathe deeper. And every time you hear this, every time you think about it, just say, hey, you know what? If he's not full of shit, and so far he has seemed to not be full of shit, at least not as full of shit as I've been up until now. You know, maybe Brian was more full of shit. Now he's less full of shit. There's less to bite, less to crap, less to smell. And, you know, if he's not full of shit, even though I don't understand that crazy thing he said, I'm just willing, as Nina hugs her plant. Thank you, Nina. The plants know what we forgot. And what we forgot is infinitely. I've been enjoying looking at you guys. I'm going to just look into you now for a few minutes so you guys can look into me as I say this. The plants know and they remember everything we've ever forgotten. Breathe. And we have forgotten infinitely more than the pathetic little bit of bullshit that we presently remember, that we're attempting to live our lives on. Even us spiritual fucks. Namaste, brother, though I secretly think you're a fucking asshole because I'm triggered by the shit that... with our spiritual costumes. We have forgotten infinitely more than the pathetic traces of what we call what we know. And the plants haven't forgotten any of it. So the plants, every second, every minute of every day, are there reminding us. Let me make this a little more personal. Reminding you of who you are. The plants, every second of every minute of every day, are there reminding you of who you are. Now, the only question is, how much are you listening and how open are you to hear? That's the only question. I propose this to you with absolute seriousness. Is it possible? Let me ask you a question, my friend, brother, sister. Is it possible that there is truth in what I'm saying to you, whether I'm totally accurate or not? Is it possible that there's truth in what I'm saying to you? Are you willing to accept the possibility that the plants might be reminding you every second, every minute of every day of who you actually are, that you simply ain't been open to hear it? Is that possible? I see a very, that's about 100%, ain't it? Okay. Are you willing to accept the possibility that that might be infinitely more true than you have let in yet? Are you willing to accept the possibility that perhaps if you let it in, it will make a difference beyond your wildest imagination? Okay. Time to get back in touch. Unless you like having your ass kicked and blaming them. So these things that I speak unto thee, breath, with awareness, clean water, as clean as we can get it, nutrition, high nutrition, low calories, movement, astrology, astronomy, getting back in touch, plant awareness. It's all self-love, and everything is the self, and everything is love, and everything else is error, misperception. Anybody got any Christian past that ever haunts them in any way, on any oh yeah, but what any memories, echoes, any of that? Okay, there's enough that said yes. I'm going to address this very briefly for you. Okay, if you go back and you study the languages, Aramaic and Koine Greek and all the stuff that stuff came out of, okay, you will make a very interesting discovery. You'll make a bunch of interesting discoveries. Primarily being that almost everybody talking about it is full of shit. Okay? They don't know it. They don't mean to be. They don't want to be. They're just perpetuating their kick me signs. And that's none of our fucking business, right? Love you. Enjoy it. Wish you well. Not going to hang out with you. Loving you from afar. Okay. So, to sin means, literally by definition, to sin means to hold your bow and aim your arrow and miss the target, period. That's what sin means. It's an archery term. Miss the mark? Either go get your fucking arrow back or just pull out another one. No, I'm down for eternal fucking damnation. Miss the target. Oops. I'm going to shoot again. Lots of plants reminding me of who I am. Thank you, by the way. So, let's go deeper, shall we? All right. How the fuck did we get here? How the fuck? I mean, come on. I'm an infinite, unlimited, eternal being, perfect, complete, dwelling in love, joy, peace, eternal bliss, and serenity forever. And I go on vacation. I project out of eternity into time and space to have an experience, and I am getting my ass kicked nonstop by these motherfuckers. What the hell do you, how do we, what, huh? How do we get here? Well, I'm going to give you the primer, the simplest version that I can. You created an illusion of past and future to make it totally convincing. You took the infinite, unlimited energies, all the knowledge, information, and wisdom that's ever been and will ever be, and all the power that creates infinite, unlimited universes, inexhaustible, without ever putting a scratch or a dent in its infinite capacity to become, which flows into you and through you and then into the universe. Key point, you first. That universe you're perceiving is emanating from you. Otherwise, you would be in trouble, but you're not. Everybody, I want you to try something for one moment on this note. We're going to talk way more about this. You ready? You ready? Everybody ready? I want you to just take one deep breath, and on the exhale, I want you to say, I am not in trouble. I am not in trouble. I am not in trouble. Looked like I was. I was sure that I was. I remember sitting outside the principal's office, and I remember Dad cracking his belt. I am not in trouble. I can take responsibility with grace. We'll talk more about this. So, we institutionalized, meaning we put in to structure all those energies. Anybody ever heard of the establishment? It's a big, scary fucking thing, ain't it? All those three-letter agencies reading our emails and watching us through our webcams. Taking percentages of our fucking money. And with punishment ever present. Guns and bombs and chains and bars. Pepper spray. Courts. Sounds like a bunch of shit to bite, don't it? A lot of teeth on every side. Schools, militaries, principals, teachers, offices. Lions and tigers and fucking bears. Oh my. You institutionalized your infinite, unlimited energies into the appearance of pre-existing structures, institutions. Oh, yes, you did. And you have seen them ever since as something outside of yourself and bigger than yourself. Completely forgetting that they are emanations of your choice of a vacation from eternal bliss. Tell me that don't change something. If we let that shit in a little bit. Who's heard me talk about this before but ain't actually heard me talk about this before? Anybody? Uh-huh. because it's a different me talking about it and it's a different you hearing it. All of that. What if, join me. You ready? Join me. What if all that shit is me? What if I projected all that shit? And what if I am projecting all that shit? What if I project all that shit now? Could I undo that? Could I undo that? Because let's be honest. Right now, we don't fully, completely believe that we can. You guys can be all fucking big and bad and spiritual if you want to. But really, let's be honest. There's parts of you in this very moment that still is like, I don't know, make the IRS go away. What if I help you out by confessing to you that there's still parts of me that don't believe it either? Does that help? I'll tell you what. I know it though. I don't wonder it anymore. Is it okay if I get super personal and transparent with you guys for a minute? Yeah, you guys open to that? When I was doing my 7-day prep to go in for these 10 days of madness and the end of madness, I contemplated my intentions quite a bit. That's what we're going to do, Rich and Kate, whoever typed that one in. That's what we're going to do. All right. So I wrote out these intentions with a little more care and a little bit more awareness. Remember I had my little awareness conversation with my water a few minutes ago? You guys like that? I like that shit. Do more and more of that. And I set this intention for myself based on how I wanted to feel. Dev and I will be talking more with you guys about that. That's my ancient level 5 stuff was all in that. Some of you guys are still fanatics about that. I got people still in that program. Our site went down and people are messaging me like crazy. Dude, I think people are still logging into the damn thing, 7 years old, but that fundamental stuff must come back. So it'll be also embedded in this Freedom7 program as well. The fact of focusing on what you want to feel. Okay. So I'm going to share, I don't know how much of this I'm going to share. I'm going to share the first one though. The first intention that I wrote. I intend to feel deep love, to dissolve habits and addictions and step into the next level of presence, expanded to the fullest where I'm fully present to all things, including why Monsanto wants to poison us all and why their contemporaries want to kill us all and take over the planet. So I can envelop even them in love, which will bring me to the place where I can either change these global level things or fully accept them from a place I do not presently comprehend. Because see, I know Monsanto's inside of me. I'm not confused. Parts of me have been confused. I know Monsanto's inside of me. I'm not one of those gurus. And I don't come on to sessions and tell you guys to do what I'm not doing. I don't come on spouting a bunch of LOA bullshit when I can't even find a goddamn parking place. I'm not talking to you about your blocks. I help you dissolve energy blocks. That's not what I'm focused on here. Those who are, I love you, mean it. I'm going to read it again. I intend to feel deep love, to dissolve habits and addictions and step into the next level of presence, expanded to the fullest where I am fully present to all things, including why Monsanto wants to poison us all and why their contemporaries want to kill us all and take over the planet. So I can envelop even them, in quotes, even them in love, which will bring me to the place where I can either change these global level things or fully accept them from a place I do not presently comprehend. Now I went on to the peace that I intend to feel, the competence and trust, and the capability in me of knowing that I can maintain an ever consistent deepening of my abilities, my talents, and my presence and my awareness. And the final thing is joy, to feel the joy of knowing that I can keep up the doing that will bring into effect everything I want to experience from my being. Who's breathing? Anybody breathing? Karen, I'm going to ask you a question if I may. May I? All right. So Karen, I just unmuted you. Karen just said, I'm really liking this new Brian. Now you liked the old one. And I know you did. What do you, I want to ask for making the implicit explicit. What are you liking? What are you seeing? What are you feeling?
When you're talking, you're evoking emotions. Just your talking is bringing emotions up that I know are like.
That are what?
And okay, I don't know if it's the right word, but it's evoking emotions in me just hearing you talk. There's something about the cadence in your voice. There's something about your delivery that's different than before. And you're still Brian, but I almost feel like, you know, like when you have a pan, yeah, right? You know, like when you have a pan and stuff has been burned on, and then you go to wash it, and little by little, the suds kind of break it up and get rid of it. That's how I feel inside from the things that you're saying.
Yummy.
And I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Please do.
So
thank you, Karen. Thank you for expressing that. And I will say it is as much the new you as it is the new me. Anybody else feeling anything like what she's saying? Anybody else? You guys have been with me for a while. Anybody else feeling it? Okay, me too. I am nowhere near as full of shit as I used to be. Like if I walk past a shit magnet, I'm going to be able to keep on going. I don't have as much to bite. I don't have as much tendency to bite. And I made 40 years of deep inner work, 20 years of it fanatical. And I moved about 10,000 times more in the last 20 days than in the last 20 years. Now, for someone else saying that who lives on the couch, thumbing the remote, that's not, you know, I changed more. That means I fucking moved the couch 2 feet closer to the TV, maybe. Transform my life, goddammit. Living on the nose of the rocket I live on, yeah, this is a big deal. Way less to bite. So, we got born into that situation that we created in order to have this experience. And we put crazy motherfuckers as the characters in the play. I mean, for God's sake, look at our parents. Psycho. Love them, love them, love them. They're me. I made them psycho. Let there be no mistake. I am the author of their cuckoo in ways that are beyond the beyond the beyond. So I'm going to do a little quick summary of a point here. I'm sorry, not little. I'm going to do a summary of something that is easy to miss, easy to pass over, might appear to be subtle. Get down into it so you can see that it's not so subtle. I've known I was creating it all for a very long time. I was not knowing how. Now I know how. And now I know how to unmake. I know how to go back. See, when you don't know what sin is, you go, oh, I fucked up. When you know what sin is, you go get your arrow back. I have begun the mastery of arrow retrieval. And I started taking off all those sharp, pointy arrowheads and replacing them with sparkle rainbows. So, born into a hell of our creation with psycho parents, 3-letter agencies, big bombs being built by the day, and maniacs that want to poison the fucking water and food. I created all that. No mistake. Now, for us to begin to undo these things, what's called for is what I started with, which is awareness. Anybody watch my video about this glass cylinder? Okay. We're going to unmake some shit. To do that, we must be aware that we made it. Breath, water, nutrition, movement, astrology, astronomy, and an invitation to the plants. I'm willing to allow you to remind me. I'll let myself off the hook that I'm not hearing your direct communication, which I fully accept might be in process right now. Get some plants in your fucking house. Get some plants in your house. And get your ass outside. And breathe deep enough, drinking clean water and getting some yummy nutrition in your body to quiet those signals down. Just say, I'm willing. So we're going to be undoing a whole bunch of stuff here. Now, we're looking at how we got here. We created all that. We put ourselves in a house with those crazy fucks. I'm going to join Pamela for a second. A little bit of rose water. Thank you for reminding me how beautiful I am. We lived in that house. It doesn't matter even if we moved a few times. You lived in that house for a while, didn't you? That one with those crazy fucks. Pepsi in the fridge. Marshmallows. The fuck's in those? Fruit Loops? Fruity Pebbles? Oh dear God, kill us all. Oh, you already are. Anger, hypocrisy, blame, criticism, ridicule, scorn, fault finding. Oh, am I the only one? Hiding emotions, faking emotions. And some of it was very, 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 very repetitive, wasn't it? Who's breathing? Who's breathing? Who's choosing to be aware right now? If you're waiting for the good shit, you were missing the point. Okay, that shit was habitual. It was repetitive, wasn't it? There was themes, like he yells at her and then she goes out the door and then, oh yeah. But none of that had any effect on us. Now, all of those things together create a set of chronic emotions in the home environment. We picked up one. We could have picked up a few along the way, but there is a central one, and I call it chronic habitual vibratory frequency. Chronic habitual vibratory frequency. It is the feeling that we got most used to as our normal way of feeling. Take a moment now with me live, you guys. Everybody else, take a moment with me on the replay by hitting the pause button here in a moment. What did I feel most often? And let yourself just begin to become aware. I encourage you to go deeper later. For now, first time going through, what did I feel most often? And if I don't really know, I'm willing to know. I'm willing to wake up and remember what it was that I really feel. Now, next question. Ever since then, what have I been feeling most often? Because I'm going to propose something to you that's rather radical. I know that's a shock. What happens is that once we get that chronic habitual vibratory frequency set up inside of us, for one of us, it's I'm the one who gets left out and I'm sad. For another one, it's I'm the one who's always undervalued, underappreciated. For another one, it's I'm the one who gets promised something and then has it taken away at the last moment. For others, it's fucking brutal terror. Especially those of us that had physical violence imminent on a daily basis. Just fucking terror. With a little bit of what's wrong with me thrown in. Maybe a little bit of, why is the big masculine one always stomping all over me and the other bigger feminine ones? Becoming aware. We're becoming aware. That shit was there the whole time. We're becoming aware now. Chronic habitual vibratory frequency. Now here's the crazy part. Anybody getting anything out of this yet? It's working, it's clicking for you? It's good shit? I say yes, whether anybody agrees or not. The crazy thing is that once that chronic habitual vibratory frequency takes over, everybody feel everything you're feeling and breathe a little bit deeper. Let those exhales carry some of it out right now in this moment. Breathe in love and breathe out missed targets. And the illusion that missed targets actually matter. Glad you're on, Chris. The interesting, crazy thing is that once that chronicle habitual vibratory frequency takes up residence, we spend the rest of our lives doing whatever it takes to keep feeling it. only letting men close to us that are going to fuck us and then leave. Only choosing to commit to a guy who isn't going to be able to be emotionally available so that you can still feel like the one who gets ignored. Never letting yourself do the thing in your business that will let you feel like you achieved anything, so you can always feel like the one who's the failure. Yeah, I said it. And then disguising it by blaming it on the opportunity that you're involved with or that asshole boss. Anything to prevent ourselves from seeing, I'm the one doing this. I made the kick me sign. Because my early childhood taught me, so I believe, I perceive it that way, my early childhood taught me I'm the one who gets kicked. So let me make a fucking banner out of that bitch. Can everybody see that I'm the one who gets pissed on? Can everybody see that? You guys see me over here? I am tired of feeling undervalued for the phenomenal work that I do. I'm going to quit and go to another company and do the same shit there, so I can be surprised to find out it followed me. You know that phrase, wherever you go, there you are? Anybody ever thought that was cute and funny? I think there's something a little awesomer. Everywhere you go, wherever you go, there you take the illusion of what you think you are. Some of you guys are liking this. So the number one activity, I've been talking about this recently, the number one activity that the vast majority, let's do an underline, and whoever does the transcription and note-taking of the timelines and everything of this, make sure you make a new heading here and make it really big and bold. Maybe highlight that shit. You ready? How did we get here? How am I keeping myself in this shit? If I really create enough, I want to undo Monsanto or, change them into a rainbow sparkle factory. And if I want to stop the bomb droppers and the backstabbers, if I really want to stop that and I'm accepting that is me, then where's the lever? Where's that knob? I must have turned that shit and forgot about it. The number one activity, I've been saying this for a couple months now, that virtually everybody on this planet is engaged in, the number one consistent investment of energy, is in, I'm going to change the wording a little bit this time, guaranteeing the re-experiencing of that chronic habitual vibratory frequency. The number one energy investment, the number one activity, the 99.9997% investment of our infinite capability, capacities, and abilities and competencies is unconsciously, unknowingly into maintaining, guaranteeing, and assuring an endless supply of that chronic habitual vibratory fucking frequency. Of course, I don't know that shit, because if I knew I was doing it, then I would be knowingly crazy, and you can't be knowingly crazy. You have to hide that shit from yourself. So then you feel split and fucked up. But not you guys, right? None of you ever. All right. We're an hour and a half in. I got a feeling this one's going to be about a 2 hour. And I want to do a quick check-in. I don't usually do this. I want to do a quick check-in. a lot of these sessions, I do a lot of spell breaking and stuff. I want to do a quick check-in. I'm just going to ask if anybody has something that is alive in you right now. You're feeling really irritated with me, or you're feeling super bored. This shit was good until about 2 minutes ago, Brian, but no, get to the point. Anybody got anything that you, or, oh, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. Anybody's got something that's really alive that you really want to express, please either unmute and say it or type it in the chat. Let's do this for a moment. Rich, what you got? I unmute you, bud.
I'm just feeling amazed by your new awakening, your new way that you're showing us the world.
Your presence.
Yeah, your presence is just incredible right now. It's just, you were present before, but holy shit.
So much clearer. It's like HD on crack or something. It's just crazy clear.
I agree. Thank you thank you for that reflection. Andrea, I think that was your hand next, and then Chris. What you got, Andrea?
I noticed a clarity in your face, in just the front of your face that I see. A clarity. It's almost like taking a scrub and scrubbing off your face, that you took a scrub and scrubbed off a face that you, or a mask that you wore before. And when I checked into that myself and I said, well, what is it really I'm seeing? I got that your filters were removed. Your filters were removed. And I feel more of a deeper sense of peace coming from you that I did not feel before. A self-assurance, not from a personality standpoint, but more like I feel like your true self has reached down further, if there is a down, than ever before. And it's more anchored.
That is so fucking perceptive. Is mind-boggling to me, because that is literally exactly 100% accurate. What you guys all three just said, and specifically my infinite being is actually tickling the bottom of my balls now. Where before, I think it had only gotten like down about to right above my gut. If you guys are offended, get over it. Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah.
What you got, Chris?
Cool. So I've been in this quote unquote self-help regime area for a while. I've heard a lot of different takes on, you create your own reality and you're the master of your destiny and you are reflecting and seeing the world as you create it. I don't think I've ever had an experience where it's been this well received by me. So I want to, I'm feeling centered and grounded and excited because I feel like I get it now. And I want to appreciate you for this new way of being where you can articulate those concepts in a way that can be better received. I'm also sad because I can't this, and I really, really want to.
Wait, sad it broke up a little bit. Sad about what?
Sorry about that. I'm sad because I can't stick around for the rest of this, and I really, really want to. I have something in about 20 minutes I got to prepare for. So this has been great, and
awesome.
Yeah, perception changing.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
The recording will be up ASAP.
Yep.
I'm with you, Karen. What you got? Whoops, wait. Now,
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay. The statement that you made, I'm just going to tell you that I have to listen to the replays over and over because my brain will shut you off and I'll go, when did he say that? And I had no everything that you said through this whole thing. I'm totally engaged. But that last thing about saying how we will recreate, our family of origin will recreate that, That sent heat waves just through, just like waves of energy. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I just know that something very, very deep and amazing happened with that, because it was, I mean, I thought I must be flushed. I thought I was sweating, but it was actually like bouncing all over inside me, in my body, in my head, and everything. I don't know what it was, but it was amazing. Heat, energy heat.
Awesome. All the time do this anyway, and especially when something like that is happening, go for the deepest breathing that you can possibly do, Karen. That you know that something is up, you want to allow it to depart, go out, repolarize, and re-enter in its pureness and potential. Thank you. What you got, Nina?
I have some construction workers downstairs renovating the apartment below me. And one of them smokes a cigar, and the smoke comes into my apartment. And I like cigar. I don't have anything against cigar smoke, especially. I actually sort of like it, but I don't like it in my house. And I especially don't like that it's been lingering for hours. I've asked them many times to not do it, and they say, okay. And then when their boss is in here, they do it again. And yesterday this might sound weird, but for me, this was a huge breakthrough. I stormed downstairs in my like really clunky looking pajamas that are way too big for me. And I wasn't dressed to go out. And I pounded on the door, and I was actually belligerent in my like really crummy looking pajamas. And now that somebody's smoking downstairs again, and I was moving with that, oh, I'm going to go down there and kill them. Nobody ever takes me seriously. What do I have to do, kill you for you to take me seriously? But as you're talking, I'm actually inhaling the cigar smoke with my breath. And it's okay. It's almost, it's a plant.
It is a plant. Tobacco is a miracle on this planet. I'm not advocating chemical laden cigarettes.
Well, cigars are better, right?
It's I'm not going to go deep in that, but you're on something that's actually potentially more important and more beneficial to everybody here than it may appear on the surface to what we think and believe that we know, Nina. Tobacco it is known to many indigenous civilizations who remember the truth. It is known as grandfather, and that it holds tremendous wisdom and tremendous benefits to our bodies, especially mentally and emotionally. And I'm not saying go pick up a pack of Cools or anything, because commercially grown toxic tobacco with the additives is probably one of the most damaging things that an unconscious human can do. And it's ironic, the things that they fuck up the most are very often the things that were the best. And so you're getting tobacco from far away, and if you can welcome it and say, grandfather tobacco, what do you have for me?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nina. And thanks for insistently putting your hand up there when you did at the end to make sure that happened for everybody, including you. Grandfather, what do you have for me? Mary Lou, what you got?
I'm really happy that I rejoined the group again, the program. And what you were saying a little while ago about the family and how we pick the family and we get a lesson from it, and then we wear that for the rest of our lives. that really hit home with me. And I realize what my lesson is, or what I took from the family, and how I know I've been carrying it through my life, and I realized I was about to carry it some more. So hearing you say that was great awareness for me that if I want the same things to happen, I can carry that some more, or I can get rid of it and let things be different.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And thank you. And thank you. Now, okay, so that's just perfect sync. Now I want to fine tune something here. I'm not going to advocate. I know what you mean, and you kind of know what I mean, and you're about to know on a whole new level, Mary Lou. Every word being said here, guys. This program, have we done some awesome shit in previous programs and stuff? Like, come on, this ain't normal. This one, and the fact that you guys felt the urge to be involved in this at the time when did anybody after the orientation session, I said, not going to be the next 2 sessions. Did anybody think, just fucking started sleeping for 2 weeks? Did anybody think anything like that? Did anybody feel any speck of that? No. Did anybody feel, oh shit, this is about to get leveled up? Okay, you guys are smarter than you look. But anyway, what you just said, Mary Lou, I want to be super clear, is we're not getting rid of it. And this is so critically, foundationally important. We're not getting rid of it. We're letting go of the illusion we held of it so that we can begin to see what it is. And only then can we change it if we still want to. While we think it is what we think it is, which is something to get rid of, we are hitting it and pounding it and blaming it and criticizing it and faulting it. And it's us that we're doing that to. So we don't want to get rid of it. And this is no small thing. This is a foundational realization that little by little, we're not changing the words, we're changing the whole thing. I'm noticing that I was doing this, and I'm willing to see what I was doing so that I can become aware of it, so that I can either change these global things or accept them from a level that I do not presently comprehend. And the irony is, you can't change nothing until you accept it in the first place. Don't take my word for it. Just keep trying. Okay. What you got, Jill?
So, this I think fits in perfectly with what you were just saying. Like during this whole session when you were talking about the vibration from our families and stuff, I felt frustrated inside because I always knew it was all me. And so I didn't let anybody walk all over me or do the kick me thing, you know, like I was really like, no, that's never going to happen. So I'm like, when are you going to get to that? Like when, you know, like I felt frustrated about that. And then I realized, holy shit, that's my thing. I'm always blaming myself.
Exactly.
Even now, I keep creating a situation where I can continue to blame myself.
Yes.
So
beautiful. Thank you. And keep that awareness. I would offer this to you, Jill. How have I been doing this? Like when you watch the replay and you pull out your pen, how have I been doing this? And what are some of the areas I've been doing it in? What did I gain from doing it? And what did I lose by doing it? Those 4 questions, and give a little bit of time and focus to each one of those questions and let your pen start moving. Whether you think you know what the answers are or not, it's going to reveal a lot for you.
Okay.
All right. So, dare I say, even though I'm not quite done yet, best fucking session So we created this situation. I mean, come on, we're on a vacation from eternal love, joy, peace, and eternal bliss and serenity. Don't be surprised that you chose to vacation in shitland. Show me I'm unsafe land. Men are lying dickhead land. Women are crazy psycho bitch land. Whatever you found yourself in, I just can't get ahead because it's one step forward and two steps back land. Self-help sellers are motherfucking liar jerk land. Whichever one or ones you've enjoyed so far. And then we spend the vast majority, the vast majority of our time, energy, talent, skills, competencies, energies, and foci behind our own backs in the frantic, ever-present quest to continue that miserable set of feelings at all cost. And I am proposing to you that this is actually a truth, and that it's one of the most foundational, fundamental, important things to become aware of, because the becoming aware and accepting it, of course, we could use that, Jill, to blame ourselves. Oh, look, something even bigger to blame myself for. So we're going to begin to undo this. Sound good? And I'll make you a big promise. We will undo it as much as you are willing. Did he just promise that? Oh, yes, I did. So, toss out a few things here. Some nice person who would like to, as you're going through and doing the time stamping and the listing of what we cover during these sessions, because this program is going to be a library repository of awesomeness for much time to come. Who knows how many millions of people will go through this? I don't know. Landmark shit here, y'all. So what we could do is make a note when you get to this point in the video, whoever is contributing to this, make a note that you add to the top of the document for this list, and just say now look at what minute of the video it is watching the replay, and then write that minute and say he starts on the actual process at the X minute part. Okay, that way when you come back, I'm going to recommend you watch this one over and over and over. It's all awesome. It's all worth it. However, when you come back after the third or fourth time and you just want to look at the process again, here we go. Okay. Is it possible that you're not in trouble? Is it possible that you can take total personal responsibility without that meaning or including or implying blame, retribution, punishment, fault? Is that possible? Is it possible that I could take total responsibility for my life and my universe, all of it, and that not mean that I'm going to have to pay for it? Is it possible that responsibility could just mean the ability to respond? And then that would imply I might be able to respond differently than I have up until now? Could it be just that? And is it possible that somewhere along the line, I associated responsibility with blame? I associated, maybe at a deep level, with trauma and emotion, perhaps. Is it possible that I associated responsibility with some big bad motherfucker pointing down their bony finger and scowling into my face and telling me I should have and that I'm wrong for not, and me not even understanding and thinking I'm in trouble? Is it possible that I did? And is it possible that I could let that whole thing go either completely now or that I could begin to let it go now? Is that possible? Who's feeling some relief? Who's feeling some, oh, diggity, damn, he is down in the corners now? For whatever it's worth, I am so joyfully, ecstatically thrilled in this very moment to be sharing this with you. Oh, yeah. I don't know where this crazy statement just came from. I'm just going to say it. There is no possible way in this world that I could have charged enough money for this program. You did not pay enough. And so donations will be accepted 24/7, commensurate with that which you receive. And I'm joking, and I'm not. I'm like, I feel this like there is no, and this is, it's only a matter of how much you let yourselves get. Unlike almost any program maybe that's ever been. We're going all the way. So what if responsibility means the ability to respond? What if that's all it ever meant? What if those crazy psycho motherfuckers who I created to be psycho crazy motherfuckers, what if they were full of shit? What if they were full of my shit? What if I've been full of my shit, telling myself it was their shit? And what if I go on a no shit diet? And I begin to flush my inner commode just a little bit more effectively and efficiently. So let's begin to just undo it all. You, my friend, I propose to you that you are creating it all, and you are creating it all now, and you have been creating it all the whole time. Not some of it, not some of the time. Not those things that you've been willing to accept the possibility that maybe you were creating, but this shit too. All of it. And not then, now, creating it. What you are experiencing is what you chose and then forgot you chose. I'm not telling you the truth. I'm telling you this might be a truth. You have to decide. And what I'm telling you is that what you're experiencing is what you chose and forgot you chose. Is it possible that this is true? Is it possible that you're infinitely powerful beyond what you have ever let yourself see or think or know, even in those moments when you smoked a joint, laid back on the hood of the car and went, whoa? Is it possible? Some of you guys are more with me than others. Hello? Some of you have a little choking on the, it's okay, watch this again. So, here's what we're going to do. Here's your home play. Don't write down now. You're going to pull out your journal which you all cleverly and intelligently purchased for the purpose of this Freedom 7 program. And you're going to write, what have I been chasing? What were my parents chasing? What did my parents want to be seen as? What did my parents feel embarrassed about? What have I wanted to be seen as? What was I embarrassed about? What have I been hiding, afraid that someone would see and know about me? And now back to the first question. What was I chasing? What have I been chasing? What have I been wanting? What have I been thinking I wanted? What did I think that would bring when I got it? Stay focused. You're going to write these down later. What have I done to try to get those things that I was chasing and thinking I wanted? What price did I pay in my chasing of those things and my avoidance of those things? What will life be like without all of that? And when you feel done with that process, when you feel done, because you're all going to do it, right? You're going to do it, Andrea? You're going to do it, Nina? I know Nina's going to do it. I ain't even worried about her. Stacy, you're going to do it, right? I wish I had charged $30,000, $50,000 for this program, because I'd take another week off. Just kidding. Catherine, you're going to do this, right? Yeah? Promise? Yourself? Jill, don't not do it so you can blame yourself. Promise you'll do it? Giulio, my brother, so good to see your Italian eyes looking at me once again. I'm so glad you're with us, brother. You going to do this? You're going to dive into this? You can write it in Italian if you want. When you're done, when you feel done, you're going to take a really good look at everything that you just realized. A really good look. Open eyes, no more blame. Never helped anyway. And you're going to say, yep, I did that. I did. I did that. Let me tell you a little stepping out for just a moment. During these 10 days, so I did the 7 days of cleaning and preparing, then I went and did the 10 days. 6.5 days of it was in complete silence. No phone, no internet, no signal, no wires, and not a word said. Looking into the commode of my past at my shit. Smelling it, contemplating it, and digging through it. And there was a phrase that I said many, many, many times, and I just can't tell you. I saw the look on some of your faces when I said that phrase. I did that. I saw the look on some of your faces. There's some relief, there's some horror, there's some, oh shit, what would happen if I did just say that? I did it. Because see, we thought that responsibility meant blame and punishment and some big mean motherfucker scowling down their bony finger. And, is it going to be a belt or a fist or a punch or a taking away my weekend with my friends? Something. And we also thought, corollary to that, taking responsibility, the act of responsibility. Yes, I did that. We were sure that meant we were going to get stepped on, kicked across the room, scolded, punished, embarrassed, humiliated, ashamed, killed. Yes? Was it just me? Okay. You're going to get more out of this the more you interact and the more you allow yourself to fully chime in. We were sure. Now I have a practice with my kids. I'm just filling in these last few points to really put the meat on the bones here, the skeleton, flesh it out completely. I have a practice with my kids. When they lie to me, I sit down face to face with them and I demonstrate to them that they can tell me the truth and they can admit that they lied and they will never pay a price for it. They will never pay a price for telling me a lie because I am the biggest motherfucking liar that has ever walked this planet. I'm the biggest hypocrite that ever walked this fucking planet. I'm the biggest fraud that has ever been. And by accepting that, I don't have to be it anymore. And even better, by admitting that, not only do I not have to be it, I don't have to be in opposition to it either. I've been the biggest lying, backstabbing, coward, manipulating, controlling, fraud that has ever walked this planet. And I want to cry about it and I want to laugh about it. Because guess what? I did it. I did it. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I did. And I can tell you, I plead not guilty due to temporary insanity. And that's how I take responsibility. I did it. I fucking did. I have no excuse. I'm just not guilty. Who knew? Who knew I could do that? I was sure that the responsibility is somebody who's going to kick my ass next, right? Oh, no, I didn't do that. Nope. I wasn't trying to control you or manipulate you. Nope. Mm-mm. No, really? As if raising my forehead and saying it 3 times would make it seem more true to you. No, really? I'm really not gonna. None of you guys have any idea what I'm talking about, right? This is just all my crazy shit, right? So, back on track, wrapping it up for today. I'm looking at my list, and I might pick one of them. I might, a few minutes later, do the same thing with all of them. I might later put a few of them into a group. Oh, these are very similar. Let me do it with this. I did that. Yeah, I did. I did that. I did? I've been telling myself and everybody else I didn't for so fucking long. I forgot I did. I did that shit. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I stole that. I did. I stole that. I had sex with that. Might be something different for everybody on everything. I ate that. I created that. Yes, I did. So, wow, look what I created. Look what I created. I forgive myself anyway. I choose peace. And in summary, I did that. I did. Look what I created. I forgive myself anyway. I choose peace. Now, those of you hardcore awakening fanatics who actually watch for this replay to show up in the playlist and then dive in, you're going to have the better part of a week to do this. Please don't wait till next Thursday morning to do it. Do it tonight, and then do it tomorrow, and then do it the next day, and then do it twice the next day, because you're kind of familiar. Keep adding to the list. Every time that you visit that list, pretend you ain't looked at the list before. Carry it around and read it. I would say that I probably read my intention list an average of 3 times a day during my 10 days of awesomeness. Probably read it 3 times a day. Some days way more than that. I mean, I sat on my bed, nothing else to do, nothing else to look at, reading it over and over and feeling those feelings. How deep do you want to go? How awesome do you want it to be? How free are you ready for? All right, 2 hours. Anybody got anything that is pressing, boiling, bubbling, smirculating that needs to come out of your mouth? Okay. Kate.
I just want to celebrate. We went to Colorado, and I got healed in the hot springs from the crazy rash that I thought I had for the last 6 months. And I just want to celebrate that.
Totally healed.
Totally healed. There's not a speck of it on my body at all. Like, we spent a day at the spa at the hot springs, and I did the mud in the hot spring bath, and yeah, all gone.
It's gone.
Beautiful.
Let it go just like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And we can do that with everything else too. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Who else? Andrea, what you got?
I meant to say, add this earlier, that I've perceived, and especially when I was around you all the time in Hawaii, that there was like an underlying, like almost like a binaural beat, like a low tone vibration of, I don't know if I want to call it anxiety or unease or just a general feeling of I'm not quite okay. And that I perceive for that to be gone from around you. And I perceived it to be around your lower midsection. And it was like a humming tone, almost like a binaural beat. And it was always there. And it wasn't in harmony with you. It was something that was outside of your perception maybe at the time. So, but it was always there. And I perceived it when I was around you all the time. I've never perceived it on these hangouts. So I just wanted to add that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrea.
It's like a ring that's gone. It's like a ring, like a hula hoop ring that's like, boom, poof, gone.
Very cool. I honor the perception, and there is relevance to that for me. I let so much go. I let so much that was not me go, and I let so much more of me in like never before. Anybody else? Anybody got anything pressing? Rich was a half of a second before Nina. What you got, Rich?
I just want to say that from the video that you put out last time, or the 2 weeks ago, I took the living on the edge thing when I went to Colorado, and I walked out to the edge, and I sat there, and I just let go of a lot of bullshit, just released it while I was out on the edge of that cliff, a couple 100 feet in the air. For just a couple seconds, and literally just for a couple seconds, I was everything, and it was gone. Like 5 seconds, and then, oh shit, 100-foot cliff behind me popped in my head. But just for 3 or 4 seconds, I was it. And it was amazing.
You're going to be experiencing more of that for sure, especially when you guys get out here.
Yeah.
And not necessary, just it's going to be supportive. Thank you, Rich.
It's great for us. It's what we prefer.
Yeah. All right, Nina.
What about some quantum questions about that we are changing? Or do you feel that we are are changing Monsanto and the oceans, or did you find out yet that did you feel yet whether it's perfect as it is, or that we can change it?
Both.
Ooh, tell more.
It's perfect. All right, I'm going to be very, very brief on this. It is perfect. There isn't anything that's not perfect. How could there be? So let that in for a moment, as much as you're willing. And most of us haven't. Most of us haven't begun to let in everything's perfect. We talk about it with our spiritual hats on. What if everything is perfect? What if there's nobody here to poison? What if there's no planet to be harmed? And what if I kind of like the illusion of planet and I'd rather have it clean and pure, so it's a matter of preference, and I would rather either kick those motherfuckers off the planet, which probably ain't going to work. They look bigger than me. Okay, then what if I would like to it's all love, and it's all love, and it's all the self, and Monsanto is part of myself. The only thing I can meet them with is love. How do I then get the love to the place where it's coming across to them, which are me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, boys and girls. Best session ever. Till the next one. And hey, little cutie. And to the extent, gorgeous. Gorgeous, Andrea. I'm guessing that's a gift for me. I'll be watching for the box in the mail. To the extent that you will do this process that I just gave you, to the extent that you will, you'll get what you'll get. I can tell you this much. You do that process, and you do it as soon as you can, so that you can have it working until the next session. Like, don't let this, if you already know I'm going to half-ass it, just drop out of the fucking program today, so that everybody who stays and everybody who's on the next session can meet having done this at the deepest possible level. Okay. Or maybe stay in the program, just don't come on the calls, just watch the replays and play at your own pace. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying, what if next session, everybody who's on has invested a fifth as much time into the process as they invested into denial and bullshit. What if everybody on the next session has done this process with passion, with fervor, with enthusiasm, with curiosity and openness, and repeatedly? How about that? Be a different experience. You're an infinite, unlimited, complete, perfect being. You never did anything wrong. You never could do anything wrong. You have no sins to be punished for. You have no wrongs to right. You have no brokenness to fix, no sickness to heal. You chose an experience. You made a bunch of choices that you conveniently made yourself forget so that you could have this experience of being separate, of being bad, of being wrong, of being unsafe. And if you're hanging out with me, you're ready for the opposite of that. I love you. Namaste. See you soon.